Welcome to Success Drips Clues. This podcast is all about leveling up your mindset, your opportunities, and your life. If you're ready to think bigger and move smarter, let's get into it.
Mastering reality. What to do when life doesn't cooperate. Things don't always go our way. When life doesn't match our expectations, we either adapt or resist and suffer. Believing the world should bend to our preferences sets us up for disappointment. This realization can be as deep as our awareness allows. Sometimes, everything we try to do creates another challenge. It's even worse when we sidetrack ourselves to solve that challenge and another pops up. Here comes the cascading consequences. And the truest part of it, there's no situation a bad attitude can't make worse. What happens when you apply the same idea to the macro, your life? You become an uncompromising, self-centered person that people of value shield themselves from. We can all agree there's no good time for bad news. No one sits around hoping for personal disaster, but all of us experience it. Dashed hopes, destroyed plans, missed goals. People go another way sometimes. Whether a lover, a friend, or an employer, we're left to pick up the pieces. What are we to do with these kinds of circumstances? It's easy to think about it, but executing it's another challenge entirely. To move forward, it's probably better to first confront what we must not do. What's the story I'm telling myself? Usually, our self-talk is full of ideas from our internal enemy. The ego has its place and it does great things for us. But it's also why we develop bad attitudes, sabotage progress, or feel entitled to our preferences. The ego thrives on relevance. When you're stuck, it swings around in your mind like a monkey on a trapeze, keeping you distracted and locked into the same patterns. Here's a mini self-check-in before you go over the edge. Pause. Before reacting, take a full breath. Question. Ask yourself, is this my ego talking? Reframe. What's the situation actually asking of me? Try to notice the next time your expectations aren't met. See what processes you and your ego go through. Usually, the frequency shift is obvious. Once you go over the edge and gravity does its thing, it's a one-way trip to the bottom. Your awareness before the edge is what you need to strengthen. Here's a personal story the moment I woke up. I didn't always see things this way. I used to live in a victim mindset. I could tell you how something as small as getting ketchup on my shirt 3 months ago was still the reason I was in a bad mood today. If someone tried to challenge my self-sabotage, I'd dismiss them. They just don't understand me. Everything was happening to me, and none of it was my fault. If I only had control, I'd show them. And then I got a wake-up call. When you're the common denominator of trouble in your life, it has a way of making itself painfully clear. Another missed alarm after staying up all night gaming. This time, it cost me my job. Have you ever found yourself somewhere you don't belong, surrounded by people you don't respect, doing things that make you question yourself? That's where I found myself. The power I didn't think I had was stripped from me. Now I was forced to do what I couldn't stand when I didn't even like or respect myself. I wasn't supposed to be where I was, but I couldn't be where I used to be. I felt stuck between who I was and who I refused to become. I had to sit in it, promising myself I would change my situation for me. Part of getting out of that mess was realizing my preferences for how things should be didn't exist in reality. They existed only in my head. And in my head, I kept getting let down. Why we need to accept reality. There's a lot to say about sports, but consider how irrational it would be to say a football receiver should never drop a pass. Theoretically, maybe that's true based on your preference for your team, but in reality, drop passes are a part of the game. That's why they track the stat. The best receivers in history still drop passes, but they didn't let one drop define them. Why do we let one setback define us? If you get bent out of shape because of your preference, it's like someone crumbling over having to pay their electric bill. Try not paying it and see what your real preference is, not just the story you were telling yourself. It works out better than we expect. In our minds, we can do a number on ourselves predicting how painful an experience will be. We're experts at it. We look at a spectrum of possibilities and we move straight to the worst case scenario, spending all our energy there. Ever dreaded a conversation convinced it would be awful, only to find out it really wasn't that bad? The fear of the experience was worse than the experience itself. We do this all the time. The mental trap of worst case thinking. There is a good here. It helps us prepare. And the bad is if we stay there, we blind ourselves to the full range of possibilities, including outcomes that were better than we ever imagined. And the truth, most outcomes land in the middle. But if we spend all our energy fearing the worst, we suffer unnecessarily, and that's 100% of the time. After enough experience, you can control how you react. Continue to hedge against the worst case scenario. Then every scenario better than that is a gift. Eventually, stop punishing yourself for your life not unfolding the way you expected. Instead, recognize that things often work out better than we assume. That's real power. Lean into what's challenging you. A challenge is a personal upgrade waiting to happen. Instead of resisting, ask yourself, what skill, mindset, or discipline do I need to develop to handle this? The answer is the lesson life is teaching you. You do this enough times and you liberate yourself from external circumstance. This is what Socrates meant when he said, the truly free individual is free only to the extent of his own self-mastery. Those who will not govern themselves are condemned to find masters to govern over them. Final thought. Master yourself, master life. Mastering yourself is the key to freedom. Life doesn't bend to our preferences, but when we adapt, level up, and shift our expectations, we stop being victims of circumstance. Try this. Next time things don't go your way, pause. Ask yourself, does my preference have any real way of affecting reality, or am I just resisting since it didn't go my way? Shift the story that you're telling yourself. If you expected the worst but got the middle, recognize that before you repeat the same injury to yourself. Here's the next step. To help you level up your life, I created the Self-Work Blueprint, a 5-part audio series with a PDF guide giving actionable steps to get unstuck and find your path. Get step-by-step guidance to break free from limiting patterns and take control of your mindset. It's completely free and the link is in the description. Remember, you can fight reality or you can master yourself. Master yourself and your challenges become your training ground, not your prison. Who am I? I'm a God-fearing husband, father, and believer in the power of perspective. The way you think shapes the way you live. Your mindset is either building your future or it's keeping you stuck in the past. Too many people let their thoughts control them instead of learning to control their thoughts. My goal is to help you challenge the beliefs that hold you back, shift your perspective, and take ownership of your life. Because real change, it always starts in the mind. Here's to you on becoming the best version of yourself.